Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Tashera. If you're new here, the channel is all about fragrances. In today's video, we're going to get into some androgynous scents. So what does that mean? So I'm a big fan of genderless scents. I don't care if something says it's for men. If I like the way it smells, I'm going to wear it. I do love a good unisex scent. Something that not isn't necessarily masculine leaning, but something that works for a man or a woman. I love those types of scents. I just enjoy smelling good. That's it. That's it. I don't really care for labels. Some people are very firm on the labels. So I'm just going to let you know right now, if you are one of those people, this video is not for you. Please don't come in my comments with the negativity, because I get that sometimes when I talk about unisex scents. Even in my previous video where I mentioned spring fragrances that I recommended for men, there were some men who were offended with the fact that I would even dare recommend a fragrance to a man. There were some men who were upset because they felt like the scents were more so unisex and they wanted something that's full on masculine. There are plenty of content creators out there who do put out that type of content, so I'm sure you can find that elsewhere if you don't resonate with the content that I'm putting out. But please, 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 baby, do not come in my comments spewing negativity, because you'll get the negativity back for sure. And I will give you an exclusive invite to my block party. So you got to pick someone else. Pick someone else, baby, because it ain't me. It's not me for sure. I do enjoy talking about fragrances, whether it's for a man or a woman. It doesn't matter. I enjoy unisex scents. I enjoy feminine scents. Sometimes I do enjoy masculine leaning scents. I talk about it all. And I will say the video that I did do recommending scents for men came exclusively by request, honestly, because I didn't seek to put out content for men, but I did get a lot of requests from men requesting that I do a video on men's fragrances. And so I did do that. And for the most part, it was positive. I will say that I did get from men a great response from men, but there were some who were negative, and I don't understand. If you don't like something, move along. Move along. I don't understand the need to come in comments and leave negativity. What is the reason? I don't understand. I don't get it. Also, let's address some men who had an issue with my clothing. I am very much autonomous. I do what I want, when I want, how I want, because I can. So there is no man who can come and tell me what I should wear. And I don't see why any man who doesn't know me from a can of paint would think that they can come to my comments addressing my style of choice. Listen, baby, I'm just here to talk about perfumes. I'm here to keep it cute. This is who I am. I'm a very calm, very zen person. But if we want to take it there, we can. We can. But I just want to keep it cute. Let's talk about the fragrances. I'm not here to spread negativity. It's all about positive vibes for me. And if you're here to be negative, like I said, I'll give you an exclusive invite to my block party. So with that being said, now that we've got that out the way, let's get into these androgynous scents, which are going to be unisex scents. I feel like these work for any gender. So this first fragrance that I'm going to discuss is a sample I received from Infiniment Coty Paris, and this one is called Entre Genres. And what this means is between genders. So this is not marketed towards any specific gender. It's a genderless fragrance. It has 3 musks, mandarin oil, and amber fix. I fell in love with this scent. This is the type of scent that resonates with me. This is beautiful. So it does smell citrusy, but when it dries down, this smells like a very luxurious take on Glossier You or Room 1015 Sonic Flower. That is what I get from this fragrance. I think it's beautiful. There's not much to say about it because it isn't a like groundbreaking fragrance. It's a musk fragrance. It doesn't have much notes listed, but this just wears like a luxurious take on Glossier You. But imagine Glossier You if it was like very niche quality with a citrus note. That is what I get from this. So that citrus note is what makes this genderless. And if you're someone who don't enjoy citruses, I feel like it may be masculine leaning, don't be afraid because this is blended with 3 Musk. It really softens up that citrus note. It's beautiful. I love it. I love it. This will be my next purchase from Infiniment Coty Paris. I really love a lot of the fragrances. I actually received a lot of samples. I wanted to go through them all, but you know, time, baby, time. I'll get to it eventually, but I just wanted to talk about this one because it matches the category I'm discussing today, which is genderless fragrances. So again, this one is Infiniment Coty Paris Entre Genres. I'm working on my French. I hope that was pronounced well. The next fragrance I'll discuss is Thameen London Blue Heart. So this one is very unique. It's very intoxicating. So for the most part, I see women talk about this fragrance, but that is because I mostly subscribe to women content creators. I am subscribed to a few men, but I haven't seen any discuss this fragrance. But I think this works or would wear so well on a man. So this one has notes of coconut, tonka, it has a saffron and cypriol. This to me wears, okay, this reminds me or sits in the same fragrance family as the Matiere Premier Vanilla Powder. They're not the same. They're not the same. I feel like they sit in the same fragrance family. I feel like Matiere Premier Vanilla Powder is like, if you wanted to take that scent into the nighttime, I think this would be the scent. I think they would even layer well together. This sort of is like a darker take on that fragrance. That is what I mean. They don't smell similar, but I feel like this is the same mood, the same vibe as vanilla powder, but it just has a dark edge because it has that note of cypriol as well as the saffron, which leans sort of leathery in this fragrance. So in the top notes of this fragrance are saffron and coconut. In the middle notes, orris, vanilla, tonka bean. And in the base notes, white moss, cypriol oil, and amber. So as I said, this does have similar notes as Matiere Premier Vanilla Powder, but this is darker, it's edgier. And this one, something about this is very inviting, very alluring and intoxicating. This for me is sexy. I don't know if anyone else feels that way, but for me it is. It has like a nice, mysterious, dark edge to it. This one pulls me in. I think it's very addictive. It also has a powdery feel to it. I think this is beautiful. 100% androgynous. I think this will work so well for men. I would love to smell this on a man. Again, this one is Thameen Blue Heart. So while we're here, I mentioned this fragrance. This one is Matiere Premier Vanilla Powder, which I said puts me in the same vibe as Thameen Blue Heart. But this one, I would say this one, I don't want to say it's easier to wear because they're both polarizing scent. This is a very unique take on vanilla and coconut because this doesn't necessarily smell like your typical gourmand's vanilla. This smells like an unsweetened vanilla, and the coconut in here doesn't smell tropical. It smells very dry and sort of powdery. So this has 2 notes listed. It's vanilla and coconut powder, but this also has a very heavy dose of ambroxan, which I find is in a lot of Matiere Premier scents. This scent, as I said, is very polarizing. It's either loved or hated, but for me, it's a love. It's a very unique scent. There are a lot of dupes now. I actually do own a dupe of this, and that dupe is Zara Immortal Vanilla, the scent. I will say that the Zara scent leans a bit more sweet. It has a note of caramel and it also has an incense note, but in the air overall, they smell identical. This for me is so interesting. Something about this feels very cooling, I want to say. Yeah, very androgynous. I do see men enjoy the scent as well, so it's not just me. This is full on unisex. This is also loved by women, so I just wanted to recommend it. Again, this one is Matiere Premier Vanilla Powder. Next up from the commodity archives is Commodity Bois. So this is sort of fresh but woody and sort of aromatic, but it feels like a warm hug. This fragrance is very cozy. This just reminds me of like snuggling in bed with a nice, cozy, warm blanket. That's how this feels. This for me is an easy reach. I love wearing this at home. It's just very comforting to me. I think this works well for a man or a woman. I don't see this one talked about much. It was discontinued, but it's actually brought back every year when Commodity has an archive sale, and that is when I purchased this fragrance blindly, and it worked out for me. And this one for me is a compliment getter. I used to wear this one all the time. I'm about halfway done, and I did receive compliments while wearing this out in public. I was complimented by a man. Yeah, his head just whipped right around. I believe I was stepping on a train, and he was sitting, and his neck whipped so quick when like I guess my aroma hit him, and he said, "You smell so good." And I said, "Thank you," because actually it was unexpected. I didn't expect to receive a compliment from this, but it actually was layered, and I layered it with Sol de Janeiro Cheirosa 59, which is another one that I absolutely love. But again, this one is Commodity Bois. Next is a fragrance I've discussed a few times on this channel, and this is Lost in Translation by Maison Matine. So when I say androgynous, I just felt like I had to talk about this one. This one is very unique. It's fresh. It's powdery, but it's not like a feminine powdery type of scent because it's a violet leaves rather than the violet petals. So it has a green touch to it. This one is very, I think this is a head turner. It's sexy, actually. The more time I spend with this fragrance, the more it grows on me, the more I like it. And I think it can be worn by either gender, man or woman, but I would say that this might lean masculine. But if you're a woman who likes those types of scents, I think this is going to work for you. I think it has an alluring appeal to it. Yeah, I don't see this one talked about much. I don't see this fragrance house talked about much, which is a niche house and it's very affordable. So I just want to highlight it. I'm going to talk about it as much as I can because I think this is a very unique scent. Yeah, this was actually a blind buy and it worked out for me. Let's see what the full notes are. So the top notes, violets, juniper, and water notes. Middle notes, palisander, rosewood, white tea, black pepper. And the base notes, leather, patchouli, tobacco, musk, and dry wood. I'm so glad that I read the notes because honestly, this doesn't lean leathery. I do get the tea. Definitely get the tea. I would say the patchouli isn't a standout. This does smell fresh. I'm guessing it comes from the water notes, but the notes don't exude what this fragrance actually smells like. It's so different. So looking at the notes, don't judge. This is very androgynous, 100% unisex, but masculine leaning. And I think this is one to get your nose on if that is your scent profile. Again, this one is Lost in Translation by Maison Matine. This next fragrance, I can't stop talking about it. I can't stop reaching for it. I am in love with this fragrance, and that is Fugazzi Angel Dust. This is so addictive, so sexy, so musky. It's powdery, it's spicy, it's, what is the word? This feels very elusive, 100% androgynous. It doesn't matter if you're a woman, doesn't matter if you're a man, you can wear this. Okay, so I've seen a lot of reviews on this fragrance. For some women, this is too powdery and spicy. This does have a note of black pepper. This is a head turning musk. This has great longevity. This has a ginormous scent trail. This is a beautiful fragrance. I 100% love this fragrance. I'm always going to have this in my collection. I think it's beautiful, but it is spicy. I will say that, but the spice works for me. If you don't enjoy spice or black pepper, this may not work for you because it's heavy on the black pepper, heavy on the musk, but I think it's a beautiful fragrance. It's well done. For me, it just works. Again, this one is Fugazzi Angel Dust. While we're on the topic of angel dust, I have to mention 2787 Genetic Bliss, which smells nearly identical to Angel's Dust, but the difference is that this is lighter on the musk, lighter on the powder, heavier on the pepper, and heavier on the woods. So this one, I would say this one leans more masculine than Angel Dust. So if you're a man and Angel's Dust was too powdery, too musky, you may want to try this one. This is beautiful. This is sexy. This is androgynous. This is for sure a head turner. This is very intoxicating. I love this one. I love this fragrance. But as I said, it's very similar to Angel Dust. So I don't need a full bottle right now, but I would probably get one in the future because this is my type of scent. I love unisex fragrances, and that's why I talk about them a lot. Again, this one is 2787 Genetic Bliss. Next up is Reverie Blanc by Navitus Parfums. This is a new release marketed towards men, but honestly, this doesn't smell masculine. In fact, it's unisex. So this has a note of Sauvignon Blanc. It also has, I believe it has a peach note. And this to me wears like very fresh. It doesn't really smell boozy, but I do get a hint of that Sauvignon Blanc. I think this can work for anyone. I'm not sure why it's marketed towards men because this doesn't smell like full on masculine. A woman can definitely pull this off. I think this is easygoing. This one has notes of grapefruit, Italian mandarin, and bergamot. In the middle notes, lily of the valley, peach, and blackcurrant. In the base, white suede, cashmere wood, amber wood, and white musk. Now, I don't get anything leathery, so I don't really smell suede in this fragrance, but it does smell fruity, and I do get the Sauvignon Blanc, but again, it's confusing as to why this was marketed towards men because this doesn't smell masculine. It's more unisex, but I would say feminine leaning. I think it's a great release though. I really do enjoy this. Again, this one is Reverie Blanc by Navitus Parfums. Next up, this is my favorite, like easy reach, fresh, musky scent, and this one is Initio Musk Therapy. Yeah. This is my favorite scent from the House of Initio. It's the only full bottle I own from Initio. It's just clean, it's fresh, it's musky. It smells like a luxurious type of clean. It has the tiniest hint of fruitiness because it has a black currant note. Every time I wear this, without a doubt, I get compliments. Every time. And I just think it's one that works for any gender. I think it's beautiful. This is a beautiful, clean, fresh musk fragrance. It has citrus notes in the top. It has bergamot as well. This works for anyone, and it's a compliment getter. Easy reach is beautiful. My favorite, as I said, from Initio. Again, this one is Musk Therapy. It's not much to say. I've spoken about this one a lot, so I don't want to go in depth, but I just thought I wanted to highlight it for this video because it fits the category of androgynous scents. Next up, this might be the sexiest fragrance I own. This one is Clive Christian Blonde Amber. This one is beautiful. This has over 50 notes. I'm not going to get into the note breakdown, but this has citrus notes, it has boozy notes, it has cognac, it has rum, it has spices of cinnamon and cardamom, it has sandalwood. It just has a lot going on, but it just works. I will say that if you enjoy scents like Kilian Angel Share, then you will likely enjoy this. I think they sit in the same fragrance family, the same scent category, but this is better blended. And Kilian Angel Share is very, very sweet, and that's what didn't work for me. But this one is blended to perfection. Those citrus notes in the top mellows out the sweetness of the boozy notes and the spices. This is beautiful. It's very, very sexy. This can be worn by a man or a woman, and it's going to turn heads on any gender, guaranteed. Again, this one is Clive Christian Blonde Amber. Next up is Thomas Kosmala, number 4, Apres L'Amour. I see so many men rave about this fragrance. Men love this. So this one is a dupe basically for BR 540, but it's a very citrus take on that scent profile. This one also smells a bit synthetic to my nose. But what makes this one unisex is definitely the citrus notes. It's not as sweet as BR 540. This one has notes of bergamot in the top as well as another citrus, not sure what it is. But this has a very heavy dose of something synthetic. Not sure if it's ambroxan, what it is, but something about this also feels a bit metallic. I said this in a previous video, but this to me smells more like a dupe of Baccarat, and that dupe that I'm speaking of is Zara Red Temptation. This to me smells like a better version of Zara Red Temptation, but with some citrus notes added to it to make the scent profile fresher. But this one is a beast of a fragrance. This has great longevity. And I know this one is loved by men, but I think it can also be worn by women. So I wanted to highlight this fragrance in this video. Again, this one is Thomas Kosmala, number 4, Apres L'Amour. Next is Lamar Kajal. So I know men love this fragrance because anytime I do a video recommending fragrances to men, at least one man comes in my comment and says, Lamar by Kajal. I recommend Lamar by Kajal. But the ladies love this too. Women talk about this all the time. This is a beautiful, juicy pineapple scent. And this is not your typical pineapple. Normally, pineapple in fragrances smells very tart, very citrus like. In here, the pineapple is done differently. It smells very ripe, very juicy, very mouth watering. But this also has that BR540 DNA blended into this fragrance with a very woody base in the dry down. So that is why this works for either gender. This is beautiful. It's sexy. It's definitely a head turner, definitely a compliment getter. I think this is one that I more so reach for during summer nights. I like to wear this in warm weather. I think it's mainly because of that pineapple that I pull for this in warmer weather, and because it's a heavy fragrance, this one has great longevity and a very powerful sillage. So I like to wear this as a nighttime scent. I've never worn this in the daytime, certainly not to work because this is very loud. It's a beast of a fragrance. But wear what you like, when you like, whenever you like. As long as you smell good, as long as it brings you joy, that is all that matters. But I definitely wanted to highlight this fragrance because I know that it's loved by both genders. Again, this one is Lamar by Kajal. And the last fragrance on this list, I have a decant here. This is Widian Liwa. So this one is another fragrance that has the BR540 DNA. But this one is like a oody take on that DNA. This has a heavy dose of oud, so you have to enjoy ouds to enjoy this fragrance. Oud isn't one of my favorite fragrance notes, but I just really like this scent. It's very loud though, so I'll say you don't need much sprays. I think 2 to 3 sprays, and that's all you need. This is a very loud fragrance. Like I can smell this like from here. Just it's very strong, but it just works. I think it's blended so well. The oud, it's oud. It's not soft, it's not gentle. You're going to get oud, so this is not for someone who hates oud, but this just works. It's beautiful, and I think it works for either gender. I would say this may be a bit more masculine leaning because of the oud and the fragrance, but if you're a woman who loves oud, go for it because it does has that sweetness that you get in BR540. It does have that airiness as well, but the oud does kind of make the scent heavy at the same time. This projects very loudly. As I said, you don't need much. 2 to 3 sprays max and you're good to go. This one is one that I can't wear on its own. I would layer it, and I would layer it with BR540 just to amplify the scent. Again, this one is Widian Liwa. So that concludes the video. If you have any scent that you would like to recommend, please feel free to leave it down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy my content and you have not yet subscribed, please do consider subscribing. It would be greatly appreciated. I do hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you made it this far, I want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.